We're back on color. I've been making some progress. This is the backside of the sheep farm. This was previously, you know, babe, lots of pink, I know. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. We're just getting started. We are working on getting a habitat built. Or at least, it's just something going on for this little fella. So, don't have a name yet. I want him to grow up and pick his name. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to make this area here kind of resemble the outside, but I don't have any dripstone. So I think we're going to have to go get some dripstone. Because I want this to feel like I'm inside of a cave. I'm also digging out some additional areas around here. I think I want to put a storage system in. My current storage system is just terrible. Firstly, you could just walk inside my house right now. That's where I sleep. And this system is, you know, it's an early game system. I'm running out of space. So, I think... Yeah, how is Black Torch? It's really good. That's nice. Is that a manga? I'm presuming from the volume numbers that yes. So, I've got a little bit of white terracotta. Let's finish up using this stuff, and then we're gonna go find some dripstone. I've been working on getting this pulled over the top of this like a rug. Just slowly over time. I suppose rug does rhyme with rug. There you go. You get to be on screen with me. I don't think rug's a regular word, though. I think rug, even though it does rhyme with grug, I think grug might be the name of, like, a dude. Like a caveman? Grug. It's, of course, the predecessor to Greg. Exactly. A crude. Grug universe? A long-lost Steven relative. Grug universe. He's Greg's evil brother. It sounds like a bit from a bad dream, and then, like, Dogcopter shows up. Dun dun! I think Dogcopter is an insanely good part of Steven Universe. What an incredible joke. I would watch a Dogcopter spinoff. one Dogcopter 45-minute special would be insane, I think. It just turns out that it was real. He was real the whole time. Those weren't movies, those were documentaries. The real life of Dogcopter. So normally when I'm building an incline like this, I like to say if it's more than 5 blocks, you should not be doing an incline. Because it kind of looks a little flat, but in the greater context of everything else we got going on here, I think it's going to turn out okay. I need to start taking this part and wrapping it inward. Like this needs to come out to here, no more. Maybe a little further in. That should be a little better. Chest rooms are incredibly important. I was literally just talking about that. I have an idea for my storage system. I think I want to do a sort of like super minecart chest thing. I was watching the Storage Wars from the Hermits. Of course, I'm constantly watching. But I loved Cub's design. It was so elegant, so simple. Just some hopper minecarts. You throw them onto the hopper minecarts, and the hopper minecarts are stacked up so much that it just... Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize how many people actually do watch the Hermits. I think us learning that Minecraft has been holding up Xbox Game Studios has put an interesting spin on the fact that so many people play it. I think this part's gonna go... They raised $10.4 million for charity in like a 48-hour period. They get millions of views on one of... No, it's not dead axolotl skin. It's quite literally clay. In this instance, it's supposed to be actual terracotta. I would not say that it's live axolotl skin either. That's gross, dude. I'm walking around on terracotta. And cinnabar, no matter how weird and fleshy it looks. Up, I think. Yeah, the first design for Netherrack was rough. I know a lot of people were upset to see it go, but like the old dev textures are something special, I'll say. This spot I'm sitting on right here needs a little shaping. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I really enjoyed the theater classes that I took as well. Acting is a lot of fun. I know that outs me as a former theater kid, but it was fun. I'll admit. Ooh, that's fun. You'll have to let me know what your guys are going to be performing. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, music gets scary. This is a different scary. An approachable scary. A comfortable scary that I'm familiar with because hi, Lena Rain. Alright. How do I do this part? I think I want to keep wrapping it around here, but then I'm going to do like a flat area kind of right here. That's right, those pigs are in fact stepping. So the plan is to top it kind of like that one. I think that one also needs some work. I've got a bunch more path blocks. They're just a pain to get. You have to silk touch the path blocks themselves, and then you have to craft them. And it's kind of like the stripped wood and wood logs, where you can sort of put 4 of them into a crafting table to get 3 back. It stinks that I'm already so far almost out. Yeah, normally I would follow the retaining wall, but in this case, I think because we're trying to emulate Firewave Nevada, it is such a specific look. You kind of need the bendiness of the way that the rock eroded over time from being soft and exposed to the desert air. I got 6 regular terracotta left. I'll use those up. Yeah, whatever. We gotta find some dripstone. I think the first place I want to check is the shopping district. It's been a little bit since I've been on here, because I cannot stream at the same time as my spouse is working. later. So let's see here. Let's get some rockets. I think I've got some in my ender chest. Ooh. Oh wait, I've got a whole extra shulker box of pink. Do I stay or do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? Do I have rockets? How do I not have rockets? This is full of gunpowder. I'll just turn it into rockets. Piece of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Light duration 3, please. Bloop. Perfect. And I'll just put this inside my shulker box, or my ender chest. There we go. Let's head out to the shopping district. I don't think any new things have popped up. Elan's base is looking very nice. With very jagged points there. I like the way that the dome is designed. It feels very made with a Lytra in mind. I kind of want to do something similar with my base. Okay, enjoy your pizza. Whoa. Now what on earth is this? Off. Good luck with picture day tomorrow. That sounds fun. I. Off. What on earth is this word? J, K... Oh. I think this is where Jacob's going to be moving in. Might be claiming the territory. That's our red player for this season. For those uninitiated, this is the color SMP. We were assigned a color at the beginning of the season. I got pink. We're passing over Pen the Cat now. This is yellow. You can see off in the distance, Gamora is blue. And we're headed to the shopping district now. It's like an end of day early leaf. Alright, doesn't look like anything new has popped up. Ooh, we should play some Skittle Ball. Alright. All the pins are in place. No, you gotta hit something. There we go. 1 point. Awesome. And he's going right back where he was supposed to go. Go. Now, is this gonna be any better? Whoa! Oh, my bow's got flame on it. He's gonna die. You didn't die, thank goodness. 1 point? All that extra bouncing and fire damage for nothing, huh? Let's go take a quick nap. There's some public beds over here. The dispenser here for where we all got our colors at the beginning of the season. What's in here now? Whoa! Russian roulette. Will you get hit with a slowness arrow? Let's check in the shops. Okay. This one hasn't need to be selling. The real hot ticket item are the rockets. Gamora! Gamora's the only person who's fessed up to using the... and purchasing me out of all of my Flight Duration 2 rockets. I guess I've got some AFKing to do. I'm glad there's some, though. Now let's see. This is a bookshop. That's a glass and honey shop. This is just a mine from the beginning of the season. I wonder. Dripstone Cave? Beep boop. Dripstone Cave. Starts about here. Just past the tree line. Ow. Alright, let's get digging. I know what they told you in school. When you know what's directly below you, it's okay to dig straight down. Come on. Ooh. Close one. Alright. We're here for that. And maybe that. Perfect. A corner. With some water protecting me. That's nice. Ooh, and a mine shaft. We should eat. That's some. I kind of want this dripstone block, mostly. Think with just a little bit of pointed dripstone and some regular dripstone, I can set up a farm, and that should be plenty. Need to get it back over there, though. Ow. There we go. Blow back up the water. Now, the real question... Can I make it up this hole? No, I'm gonna die. You know what? I dug the blocks to get me down there. That means I've got the blocks to get me back up. It's gonna be dark for a little bit. Sorry about that. We'll be out of here in no time, though. Ooh, I know what might help. One moment while the shaders kick in, and then I'll have dynamic lights. This will get us out for sure, and with the dripstone, we'll be able to set up that farm. And then we could just go back to doing some terraforming, because, like I said, I found that entire shulker full of white terracotta that I had misplaced, which is very nice. Once we use that all up, I think we're going to have to go down to the mines to get some redstone, because I have to make a storage system, and that's not going to do it with no redstone. The other option is to just get redstone from the mob grinder, but that's no fun. I think before anything, seeing how I ate all my carrots, I should eat. Whoop. Close to the surface now. Let me out of here. Ow. I'm free! We're just gonna... put that there, and then, those there. Where'd the hole I make go? Well, I hope no one comically falls into that when they're least expecting it. You know, I bet I didn't check the inconvenience shop. I'll check the inconvenience shop real quick and see if they have more dripstone for me. Cute. Little emojis on the signs. Gotta be careful. I once took that hoe. Sniffer eggs. Torch flowers. Empty shulker boxes. End rods. Ooh. I've already got netherite, but there's other ones here. 9 diamonds! I think I've probably already made that, that observation before. Turtle eggs are nice. I think I've already got some, otherwise I would be interested in purchasing them. Got some resin. Dandelions. Not dripstone, though. Ow. No dripstone. I Guess I'll have to be the one person that makes a farm out of it. We're gonna have to turn shaders off before we go back home. Unfortunately, as pretty as they are, they, they make the mangrove swamp right next to my house crash my game. Glad to have gotten a little bit of dripstone, though. Where's my ender chest? I think it's right there. Let's take a little nap. There we go. We were in the middle of playing Skittleball. What a distraction. Oh, look, I got some extra points. A whole 4. No chance I got any extra ones. Alright. Let's give this goop another swag. Hopefully we can get something that doesn't just shoot straight down the middle. Can I have right here? Oh, nice! That's a great strat. If you want to get 0 points, that's an incredible strat. Come on. Anything. Come on. Hi, how are you? Boop. The 3-point blob. There we go. Whoa, I got that 5-point. Right. No, get back on your square. Hello! Welcome to the stream. I've been playing Skittleball. It's a game I made over here in our shopping district. I think I should eat something. Thank goodness for spare mutton. We'll keep that on me for now because I'm out of carrots. The way that this works is pretty simple. I got a Skittleball, I whack it. Oh, I know it. The heat's been terrible here, too. Ooh. Getting some good points. Nice. Nothing on the backside. It's rolling okay. Had some mac and cheese for dinner I made. Made it in the crock pot because the heat, like you said, is terrible here. The crock pot makes it just a little bit better than using my my whole stove. The extra flame kind of stinks. Yes, okay. That seems like a really good strat, is to hit it on the side into the wall. I'm sorry, it was such a good mac and cheese, too. Because it was in the crock pot, I went out of my way to make a really fancy one. It had mustard in it, it had Worcestershire sauce in it, some paprika, some lemon juice, some white wine vinegar. I pulled out all the stops. I said, if this is going to simmer for a long time, I want those flavors to meld. And when I put the rotini in the pot, oh man. Oh man. It kind of had like a wild rice pasta sort of vibe, because I was using brown rice pasta. I have to eat gluten-free, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy a good crockpot mac. I'm glad you like the sound of the recipe. Just sort of eyeballed all that stuff. I love cooking. That was a 15 points. The most you can get in this one is 28. The worst you can do is -4. The worst I've done is -2. Kind of in alpha testing. I've got some ideas that I want to do for tweaking the game, but mostly it's just putting a ring around the outside to make it easier to get to the sides and see everything. I also think I might open this up some. This entry point. I don't know. That's not what we're doing today. I'm just getting distracted. Let's see. Gotta head back home. Over there. Ooh, ultimate specialty dish. You know... I wish Cookie was still here. He ran off to go eat some pizza, but he knows the best one I've cooked for him before. I make a really good pad thai, I think. I try to make it as authentic as I can. I make a good curry, like a good red curry. Like a chicken masala. I know curry's technically sort of not real. I make a mean tofu. I'm willing to eat just about anything. Sticky chicken, like a good garlic honey. Oh, or my honey mustard pork with Parmesan risotto. Oh. Exactly, red curry chicken. You know, roasted tomatoes, roasted red onions, ginger, garlic. A good heaping tablespoon of cumin. And then like 2 more of Kashmiri chili and garam masala. Gotta toast those spices in some ghee. When I became gluten-free, it was so sad because I had to stop eating nut. One of the worst things I had to give up. We're back. Work in progress time. So we are trying to cover the side of that hill there. It's incredible. I highly recommend getting any kind of curry chicken that you can. If you're new to curry, masaman is a good sweet curry that's not too spicy. If you are, like, you have a higher spice tolerance, you might enjoy the one that I just described. The Kashmiri chili is very hot. Or, well, it's white people hot. If you're looking for something kind of savory and sweet, you could try vindaloo. Vindaloo's really nice. Well, if you like spicy, then I highly recommend getting a good masala curry. You know, if it's bright red, it's gonna be good. Cool that off by eating some nice fluffy naan cooked on the inside of that cool stove. I'm okay. Alright. That's looking good. Gotta continue this part down the side of it, though. So here on the color SMP, we are given a color that we are assigned at the beginning of the season. I got pink, which is not normally in my color palette. I'm normally more copper tones. There's just so many of them here in Minecraft. But I've chosen to make a pink desert. Sort of inspired by things like Fire Rock Nevada, or Fire Wave Nevada, as well as stuff like Slime Rancher. Is that about my incredible frame rate? There we go. I don't know how much of the inside of here I'm gonna pull off. I'll be able to remove the majority of this dirt, but I'm gonna use a chunk of the dirt to enclose the happy guests, so I don't know. Yeah. Cook everything my own. Freehand. Life is jazz, baby. I like getting inspiration from the real world. I don't think we always have to do something crazy and fantastical. Even if a pink desert is a little silly. I think artist is a fun term. Welcome back, Cookie. Hello. How was your gluten-free pizza? I was just asked if I am an artist. And I would not say maybe in real life. I don't really work in physical mediums as much as I used to. When I was a kid, I was constantly doodling, but I love Minecraft as a 3D rendering software, especially in survival. I find this sort of, it's almost tactile and immersive, even though I'm not going anywhere. But I like making stuff sort of come to life. I like basing things on ecology. Sorry if I start just freaking headbanging. I love the music we're listening to. I think everyone's an artist. Maybe not in physical mediums. I would say, Cookie, your physical medium skills are getting really good. You showed me a picture last night, and I am highly impressed. Physical mediums can be really frustrating to work with. There's just always so much erasing. I think for building, it's just that I've had more experience with it. Like you said, youngest sibling. So if you could make it, why didn't you add a VTuber? Great in this pixel theme. Are you talking about my little shaky PNG tuber? I like my PNG. It's just my skin. I'm not certain what else I can do. The beans? Where did beans come from, Cookie? What? I did use a 3D rendering software to get this image of my skin. I used Blockbench, and I just sort of took my skin after I'd already made the NCRS file and just rotated it to this position, and then I use a V.2 mini to make it just sort of shake around when I talk. I don't think I need all the fancy stuff. Really? That's how much of your brand it's become. You will forever be known as Cookie. Ah, in the not-too-distant future, it will be your real name. I am not in a position where I can let the finances go for something like a commission. I'm not opposed to looking, though. Always love seeing artists work. The hard work that they put into it themselves. It's very rewarding, I think. To challenge yourself and make something out of it. Being starred out? Must be auto-modded. I can't see it. Interesting. Kitty wants to say hi. What? This isn't some kiddie stream. This isn't for children. I'm just playing a children's video game. What? I'll let her know when I open the doors. It is quite warm in here. I might do that. I think I should create some, like, baselines for me to try and build to. Just like the one from the manga you've started reading? Oh, not just any old cat. Whoa. I know how difficult it can be to get stuff to come across. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I really do. I am definitely willing to look. Do you have a portfolio I could see somewhere? Like a website? Social media? Thank you for helping. So everyone say thank you to moderator Cookie. He's not actually a mod, but he's acting as a pseudo mod while I am not able to do things. Exactly. I'll have to fix that in the settings. I'll figure out what it takes to make you a moderator. When I'm not placing pink blocks down. Ooh, I love this piece. Oh, no, I haven't gone on Twitter since, like, 2014. I don't even use Blue Sky. I got my YouTube, and I've got my Twitch, and my Patreon. Get all my link information. I do have an old account. I think probably kicking around somewhere. I just haven't logged into it in a billion years. I don't have an Instagram that I use frequently enough. I can get my old X account unlocked. I think that's probably the best place to do it. Seems like it's a preferable site for you. Where did that shulker box go? There. I think on there it is Skittlebot 511. Rather, it's Ash Tizzle 511. One of the two. I think I've made a couple because at one point I got locked out of my old one.
Let's go.
Oh wait, no. Are you just now finding out about the putting Sonic in Fortnite? That's not gonna work. Oh, and then I think, you know what? I think I know why I'm not on Twitter. Right after Elon took over Twitter, my account suspiciously was banned. I tried to appeal it, but they said no. I didn't really use it in the first place, so I didn't fight for it. I mean, their loss. Okay. that looking? That's a little better. I want to get this part. What's that? There we go. I guess I want to pull this out some, but I want to have space for the turf blocks that I'm going to be putting on top of this spot here before I build anything. Up next, I think I need to build... having some retaining wall right here would be good. Another way for us to get more of the like texturing in, like that part there. So I think I'm gonna build up to this height, to this point, and then stay at this height as I go over to the moss farm. My Discord. Very bad time. Now that there's a hole in the side of my house, I can just walk right over here. I'd say so far I've got the interior of this sort of like shack built. I've got that built. So far, I've been sort of building into the terrain. I've got a happy gas sort of stowed in there with a golden dandelion, but it's well, it's golden dandelion. I'll have space for it eventually. Up on top of that hill there, which is also not done. We've got to cover this whole landscape. Up on top of that hill there is two things. I've got my, see, even here, this is supposed to be more path blocks in the future. Through here, I don't want to break those blocks. How much time have I invested in this? Let's see. That be here? Does that change? No. I would say on this world, where would I see that? Options. Statistics. There. Time with world open? 10 days. 10 days worth of time. I also made all this over here. Plan on, of course, continuing this around. I'm really excited for, like, having this whole area, like, completely terraformed. Because once I have it all terraformed, I'll be able to start building proper structures. Inside that mound there... Yeah, just, you know, only the complete and total time of 10 days. Moon Creek is really where everything's at. Honestly, we could pop over there for a second. I can't access it from this specific mod instance, so I'd have to do a BRB. So let me finish putting out all my clay for tonight, and then we'll go take a look at Moon Creek. Cookie, have you been able to make any progress on Moon Creek lately? I know, you guys just restarted school, so I'm not surprised. Nice. Building like a solo forever world. Gotcha. Don't hold on to it that hard. You know, I've always found the idea of a forever world interesting, but I never felt connected to any one specific world in such a way that I needed to hold on to it forever. You know, I think Minecraft has a sort of secret extra mechanic to it. Oh no, not 2 years ago. I say as someone who spends 10 days building things on... I think that's interesting, Cookie, to have a world that you work on just for a set amount of time, but it's still an extended period of time. Exactly. Minecraft does keep my brain moving, and it also keeps my ankles popping. We're doing it this way now. I'm tired of breaking my ankles. This is going to give me the space to have something sort of like on top of a plinth of sorts. Not a plinth. Plinth is just a little too specific. A plateau. This will give me like the space to make a proper sorting system. Now, the real question... Bye, Ava. The real question is, do I go around or behind the moss farm? I think if I go behind, I'll be able to make this into a specific structure. But if I go around, I'll be able to just hide it. And I think hiding it, hiding it might be in my best interest. I think we'll hide it. Alright. Time to make the line go this way. Should decide what that line even is. and then this has to come all the way up. So that means that right here is going to be a hard break upwards to meet up to this level, I think. That way I can get this all covered. I like doing freehand even when I know what I want to build. Just makes it feel like I made it. Though, I've heard that people really do enjoy the schematics on Patreon. So maybe I'll look into that. I see what you're saying. I think that it's a little more advantageous to sort of learn how to freehand it every time. Feel like it increases your ability as an artist to be able to just pull it out. One of the things I've been focusing on as I work on the build battle videos is learning how to quickly communicate. Not even necessarily all of my ideas at once, but the ability to, like, do it on the fly is not an easy one, I'll admit. Thank you for joining on a separate channel. They know that you were already chatting here. They must understand that you're the same person. Which one of these would you prefer be made? Enjoy, enjoy. Always nice to get a good scrub going. I've just realized that this hole that I've made here is going to be kind of useless for what I initially planned for if I do it this way. That's whatever. Well played, man. Well laid plans, huh? 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're getting there, we're getting there. I think for right here. Gotta pull it in some. And of course, we're not staying with just this one pink block the entire time. The goal is to eventually create large amounts of texturing throughout this to sort of resemble Firewave, Nevada. It's a beautiful national park. It's covered in these clay fields that are all just super eroded over time. And they look almost smooth because of how much they've been eroded. That's why, even though normally I would say build a retaining wall, some of my spots are sloped in. To sort of resemble that same sloping. I think one of the things I need to do before I put too many walls or lids on anything is make sure that the moss farm itself is actually lit up. Because once there's a lid on it, it's going to look like that and not like this. And even look at there. Alright, that means we gotta go get some torches. Should just be a matter of hopping in here and grabbing some sticks. Out of sticks. Okay. My super quiet, super passive, almost never need to use it bamboo farm. Cranking out exactly what I need to when I need to. But you don't need that much. It provides infinite wood as you need it. Alright. That AFK spot looks clean. This spot does not. Let's get some torches. Should also fix the spot over here. Of course, there's not going to be any lights on this part. I think I do like that where it comes back out again, even though it went in like a little bit there in the middle. So I'm going to do something with that. Just a little bit left. It's almost like when you use it for your whole base, you end up using a whole bunch of it or something. I don't know. I should probably do villagers. I just don't want to. folks are doing villagers, and that's fine. I don't think I need to. Someone said they're going to make a shop, and if I also make the farm, then I won't be able to purchase the shop. All of these fun diamonds that I got for making Flight Duration 2 rockets, they'll be for naught. I won't have anything to spend them on. This part sort of jut out some, and everything should be good torch-wise inside. Push comes to shove, we can always put moss carpet everywhere. Let's see. I think there's some spots down there that I want to sort of fix. Right there. I suppose that'll look better once I do some more texturing. I don't want to pull it any higher, but I also know that this is about where I want the lid to be, is like right on top of here. So I think I'm gonna pull it in again, or do I pull it out one more? So if I pull it out one more, and then I put the lid on the top there. Or do I take it in and make the lid there? Huh. Kind of like the idea of the lid being the same, like, width as the rest of the walls. Let's see. Good angle. It's alright. We're getting there. Slow and steady. Terraforming projects like this can often take a really long time. I don't ever feel like I can actually start building buildings until I've got all of the stuff set up. Prevents me from having to build 2 blocks up off the ground and then building up to the actual building. And I'm like, look at this! There's a ton of space. I can put a ton of redstone stuff in here. Might even, like, flatten it out. Dig out this part so that there's a ton of extra space that's still just sort of hidden away, tucked inside the inside of this little mountainside. Plan to do those ones too. You can only place so many blocks at once. think over here is where I want it to come back down some. Right, quick scan now that we've got more of a lid on here. Just want to make sure that the light levels are good and we don't end up with an accidental mob farm. Getting baby zombies over there. It's not what I want. You. And these levels are going to obviously be changing the more and more I put more blocks out. Right, now this is just a big open mob farm, that's for sure. Don't want that, so we'll put some torches out. The whole mountainside's just currently super spawnable. Can't wait to get all of my hard work and dedication blown up by the nasty little bugger that haunts every player. Creeper. And I'm out of torches. Awesome. Starting to run low on the terracotta again as well. Oh boy, rain! No, get all those in place. Sort of dim spots, but not dark spots. This spot looks really flat. Let's fix it. By throwing ourselves off the side where we can't access those blocks anymore. I'm so smart. That's better. That's best. There we go. Alright. Oh! Ah. Looks like I've got visitors. I'll nail that yet. Where's the sun at? Hello, gentlemen. These guys are all dying in one hit. They must have all fallen off the mountainside. take some of these blocks and use them up. As soon as I can get the rain to go away from a single sleep. Because I'm pretty sure it's going to be nighttime soon. The rain has got me so confused on it. A little snacky. Alright. I'll pull that out. It's about there, I think. Dive right back. Okay, I think... want to replace maybe this layer with more of it? I'm not certain. Now it's for sure turned into nighttime, and I definitely don't want anything to blow up. So stupid. You know, I probably could make a redstone farm. I just don't have the redstone for it. That's why mining is sort of on the docket for today's list of adventure items. Looks like I missed a little bit. Hard to tell. I think we're good. That's how we make diamonds. I should put these away and stop carrying them on my person. looks pretty good. This spot looks terrible. And that's a little better. There we go. Of course, this area is going to be filled with pink sand, which is just concrete powder. But because I'm looking to, you know, make it feel kind of deserty, I'll refer to it as sand. Right, how much of this yellow do I want to really use? I think not too much more than that, because I don't want it to override the pink. Instead of going further that way with it, I think I want to crawl up this way some. Yeah. Just bring it up to right there, I think. Just one more layer. I think this layer right here is a good spot to bring it to, because it is right where the slope turns and gets a little sharp, like a little sharper. So having this sort of extra color here helps sort of shoehorn home just how much of this is actually pink. It's also right there, along the line where the, well, I guess that's just because of my camera angle. But I think that's a good spot to stop it. And then I'll start it back up again up here. But I'm out of it, which sucks. Right, so this needs a cap that goes around it to here. At about this level. Which is a little bit higher than that level down there, which should give some nice visual interest. I think I'm a block too high, but I do need to be a little bit taller if I want to reach over top of this. So that's fine. Connected. Hey, Cookie. Thank you. I am just trying to make sure that I make space for my moss farm as I climb over top of it. I am going to run out of that white terracotta, though. So let's hopefully make our way here. Bloop. Oh no. I think that was the last one. Let's see. So from here, I am going to bring it in by just this one block. I think I'm going to take it up one more block. Maybe two more blocks. And then from here, we'll go out over top. Right here is where this is going to be visually a different height. That way this can be part of this sort of plateau here. And I can put more things on this level. But I can't do that. I'm freaking out a white terracotta. So our options are semi-limited for terracotta. We can go and get some by going to a lush cave and then digging out all of the clay and then bringing it back here to the super smelter. Or we can fly all the way out to the mesa, which is way over there. And then there's an even further one out past that one, which is the one that I've been digging at. So, do we... I think flying all the way out to the mesa is probably going to be the move. That, or we can go look at the redstone that I added to the... I think that's what we'll do, is we'll go look at the redstone I made. Over there. Because we gotta pick up some gunpowder anyway. The Flight Duration 2 rockets aren't going to make themselves. Take a little nappy. Let me throw this dirt in dripstone into... Oh, you know what I should be doing? There we go. That'll start the dripstone farm. Let's put this dirt away, and then we'll go look at the redstone. Not in there. No. This'll work. Alright. Goodbye, home. So the plan is to eventually cover all of that in pink. Gorge, the little islands down there, the little like pokey hill on the side there, the little plain behind it. It's gonna all be pink. either with the pink sand, or the white terracotta, or the pink concrete, cinnabar, whatever it is, I'm gonna make it happen. Headed over to our simple mob farm now. I've added a smidge of redstone to make it a little bit easier for me to manage all of the resources that come out of it. Stuff falls down here, falls into those hoppers. Hoppers level out into this chest, and then from the chest, they will go down into this system, which is a dropper, spitting into some water. The water runs over some hoppers. If it does not make it through each one of these item filters, which I've only got 3 set up right now, I can expand this in the future if I want, for arrows, gunpowder, and bones. But that means rotten flesh, iron ingots, redstone dust, any of the witch drops, any of the zombie drops, just all of the extra mob stuff that isn't one of those 3 items is going right into this dispenser, which goes into lava. Just right into lava. This comparator reads it, puts a signal out into that block, which is read by this redstone, and redirected using this target block. It does kind of need looting. Whoa! Well, that sucks. There it goes. I didn't even know that was a drop that was possible. What? Okay, I have a solution. Stone. The one moment you're looking for stone to find some, it's not freaking anywhere. Well, just coarse stuff. Gravel, dirt, clay. I think there'd be some stone around here. Just none. Awesome. Gravel the whole way down. We'll grab some right there and then we'll fly right back up. I'm gonna grab some cobblestone so I can make a lever, because if we're gonna be getting those heads, I definitely want to be catching those. Skulls are a perfect decoration, especially with spooky season coming right around the corner. Lever, please. So, the way that I've made this should prevent this hopper right underneath here. Oh, yep, you can see it's locked there. See, there's the crafting table that I have right here with this lever on it. That'll prevent this barrel from actually taking anything out and spinning it into the lava set. This is the same design that I have on the Moon Creek server, but pink. Let's see, how much... Alright, there's some in here right now. And whenever I'm ready, I just flush it. See? Creeper just lost its head. Creeper is mine now. Oh, that's gonna be great for banner patterns. I hadn't even realized. That's gotta be part of the mod. Collect the creeper head. What? Aw, man. Something's wrong. A leatherworker head. Oh, oh. Let's see all this extra nonsense here. Carrots and flesh. That's gross. Plus all this random bric-a-brac here. I don't want none of that. I only want gunpowder. But I also kind of want creeper heads. Well, I'm gonna AFK here anyway. Now, do I stay or do I go? So I definitely need more terracotta if I'm going to be making any more progress on the base. It's so pink you can actually start to see it from a distance now. The pink right up here, and then this yellow's gonna creep up a little bit and then top up here. And then I think along here, I'm gonna be making some windmills, but like the sort of sleek modern white ones. And then off of right here, I think I'm gonna have an old tree with like, I'm gonna be using tough blocks. I know I use tough blocks to make old trees all the time, but I'm looking for like a mostly gray trunk. I don't know if you've seen the cover for the Slime Rancher OST, but it's got a really nice big tree. You know what? B-Dubs' big pink tree from this season. It's like 1-to-1 that tree, and I hadn't even realized it until I was watching B-Dubs' most recent video. Alright, flush this nonsense. Get it out of here. Oh no! You know what? Hydration break. You better be power sipping. I might have been able to save that creeper head. Yep, there it is. You could always pull a sink maneuver where you just sort of put your hands under the faucet in the bathroom right next to your bedroom and then slap out of it like a caveman. Got the caveman Yeah! You gotta, man. The late night hydration requires it. Caveman sipping from the bathroom sink. The fluoride is good for you. Ew, gross, not Dasani. Alright, well, that's the redstone. It's pretty simple. Item filters. It helps me get gunpowder. Let's go get... That's right, the stoned red. Let's go get these shulker boxes filled up with some terracotta. Hungouter? That sounds like a dish from legendary hit TV show Chowder from Cartoon Network. We're probably going to go all the way out to there, where you can see I've been doing some silliness. It's the Pungouda Chowder! Sorry, that's a terrible mumble. Art block. Classic dilemma. Art block is a classic dilemma for sure. You could try... I see. You could draw a villager on a cliff and he's staring off at the sunset. I think that might be cute. And also appropriate enough for school. Whoa! Surface rails. Don't say that. Challenge yourself. Alright. And Gojo looked really good. Now you gotta try again. And draw villager number 9. It doesn't have to be perfect, just make it your style, as long as you can tell it's a villager. Should kinda just need a unibrow and a big nose. Those aren't racist caricatures. Throughout the side of this mountain, so I can go make a different one somewhere else. I always find landscapes really fun to make in real life when I'm drawing or painting. Big fan of Bob Ross. I like applying the same sort of elements that Bob Ross talks about to Minecraft buildings, because I think that when you build in Minecraft, it's a lot like painting. Yeah, just a happy little tree. I think a lot of it has to do with like filling up blank spaces and just letting the art flow from you and not expecting it to do something special or fantastic, but to just be something that you made. You're saying it like the tree is out of your league. I believe in you. You can draw a tree. It's so easy. Think about broccoli. That's right. Beckon. Yeah. Ow. So I'm collecting regular terracotta instead of the white terracotta, which is the terracotta I was using, because the bones from the mob farm are plenty. No, there was no Kachowie. Just Owie. If there is a bacon over there... Look at who gets terracotta over there. It's not my bacon, but it's a bacon nonetheless. Whoa. You can see where my server mates have already dug out quite a bit. I think this is just a drop down and not actually where they dug, but there's some spots here where you could tell there were people. Oh, oh, that's so nice. That's right. Diggy diggy hole. The words of old. Right. Make our way back over to here where the diggy diggy is. Oh, ho, ho. That is so nice. I love having bacon. This is a hashtag epic bacon moment for those millennials out there. Which I believe is going to be a huge thank you to Elon Starkey for even having a bacon in the first place. Because this took hours before, and now I'm just flying through it. It took me listening to so many podcast episodes. This is nothing. Bacon is an elite pizza topping. This is the most basic internet commentary ever. I like bacon on my pizza. What of the Magnus Archives? Have you been listening? Did you enjoy it? No, I was listening to My Brother and Me comedy podcast. There's not much new stuff for me to listen to with the Magnus Archives. I probably could listen to the Magnus Protocol, the follow-up time skip, but I don't know. Just not feeling spooky right now. I know we're getting into spooky season soon though, so I should probably turn that pumpkin upside pumpkin. Speaking of spooky, this game is spooky. That's right, spooky time's right around the corner. That's fun. These are scary to me. I hardly know her. Ooh, love this song. put a bed over here next to the bacon. A good idea indeed. Enjoy your chugging. I don't want to be outside at night, so we're gonna take a little nap over here in the village. That sounds fun. Right, back over here to the bacon. I've gotta put all of this inside of... I don't want those. I think right here, maybe? See where places like Firewave inspire the regular terracotta mesas here. I think it's interesting how much is based on sort of northern hemisphere. A little far from home, buddy. Oh, no, he's not. Home's right there. I didn't even realize. Down there, maybe? Ooh. This is Now I Am Become Death from the Deadbolt OST. Just insane guitarist. Normal activities, listening to crazy guitar solos while crawling around on your stomach. I think Swift Sneak would technically make this faster, but I am a yellow belly. Down into the deep dark. Even though we've already been, I would much rather reap the rewards of my friends who have already gone by giving them diamonds in exchange for the rockets. I will say, listening to music while rearranging furniture is incredibly fun. I believe this is for some reason not on shuffle. Let's get some Minecraft music going. This is fun. Just sort of inside my inventory. You thought you were safe underneath your desk? No, no, no. The desk is there to prevent you from headbanging to the good guitar music. Like a sensory deprivation thing Get away from the light, get away from the sound. Some noise-canceling headphones might be helpful for that. Kind of a expensive solution, though, so... Don't want any of this orange nonsense. Okay. One down. Nice, dude. Good luck. Have fun breaking that, artist block. Art blocks are so annoying. It's like, bro, I did not forget how my shapes work. Let me do this. Risk card? A little less easy to respond to over discard. That's just Cookie. Let's see. Clear out over there. Come on, let me up. Oh, there's no bacon effect over here. But I want the bacon effect. Of course, the regular stuff's been all hollowed out. I definitely had nothing to do with that. There's some. Be careful not to fall off here. Now, I am seeing some additional layers down there that should be inside the bacon effect. Perfect. Lame. I was ready to just mow right into this. There's still plenty to mow into, it seems, but... Let's clear up more of this here. Spooky. Ooh. Some nice acoustic guitar. This is Slime C. Moonlit, calm. From the Slime Rancher OST. I love Slime Rancher. So peaceful. Except when there's tar. That's obnoxious. Nice. This is the one we gotta fill. So much. I should have come down here first. Especially with the beacon effect. Stacks. Don't like how far away we're getting from the light, though. Let's take a little trip over to this side. Actually, it is becoming nighttime. No. My baby back ribs were stolen. Get out of the bed. Yeah, get mad. What are you gonna do about it? He teleported into bed for 2 seconds. I thought that silhouette right there, that silhouette, was a zombie. And it, like, halfway jump scared me. Only halfway, though, because I was able to process it. Yeah, no Chili's baby back ribs. They've been off of sale for a while. And by what I mean by that is Chili's has been on my hit list ever since they changed the Crispers recipe. I'm gluten-free and I'm still mad about it. It was like the only thing I could get when I went to places because of how picky I can be sometimes. Definitely something I wish that Chili's never changed. I remember going and having my first Long Island at a Chili's. There where I lived in Florida at the time, there was just sort of nothing going on. It was kind of one of those towns where the best thing you could do is go axe throwing. No real historical significance, no real cultural significance. The talking hub of the town was a Starbucks. Good, chuggy water. Ah! This is what I get for bad-mouthing my hometown. What? What? But I had no idea what was in a Long Island iced tea. The first drink I ever had when I grew up was, just some gnarly sweet white wine. It was my 21st birthday, and Mom busted out what she had on tap, which was just some dusty old bottle of wine because she doesn't even really drink. So when I went and got like a proper party with my adult friends, yeah, every couple of months she might enjoy a glass or two. But when I was hanging out with my adult friends, I got a Long Island iced tea for the very first time. And I am an avid tea drinker from real life. I love tea. So when they said that there was some kind of alcoholic tea beverage, I was all for it. And when it came to my table, it reminded me just like Southern sweet tea, the same stuff I grew up on. Only for it to I mean, it did taste right. I guess the problem that I had with it was that it tasted too good. I ended up drinking like 4 of them. Whiskey's gnarly, if that's what you're referring to with dirt water, or beer. Beer is bread water. Beer is like if someone decided to trap the spirit of gluten inside of a glass jar. Now, I could see calling black coffee dirt water, but unsweetened black tea is pretty good. You just have to prepare it right. But also, you kind of have to, like, have the palate already made for it. And, because if you're not ready for what those tastes are, you're not going to enjoy it the same way. Like, when people talk about how certain vices will have special notes or special tastes, they're saying that those notes exist and they're in comparison to, like, the random garbage nonsense. Because, like, sometimes it do be tasting rubbery. I've had muscadine wine. It's gnarly. I went and got, like, flights of it at a meadery when I was on a vacation in North Carolina. Unfortunately, it is not it's Cowabunga muscadine wine. No. Just boo. No yaksha. With 2 shulker boxes and a full inventory, that is plenty of the terracotta that I need. Yes, indeed. It does taste like crap cookie. Let's make our way back to Pinkland. We're gonna go around this mangrove swamp, because every time I've attempted to fly over the mangrove swamp, it has crashed my PC. Don't know why. My guess is that it is trying to render too many vines. So, I will be careful. That's why I'm not even playing with shaders, is because the mangrove is just so laggy with the shaders on. Taking the shaders off has made it to where I've crashed way less. But I do have to kind of go a special way to make sure that I don't crash on my way home. If only there weren't some darn AI bubble eating up all of the RAM and making it to where there's none available for consumers. It reminds me of the situation of Frogstar Planet B, where the inhabitants of Frogstar Planet B decided to sell only the things that's made the most money. And they only sold it to the person who would sell it for the highest, or buy it for the highest dollar. And eventually the only thing that was worth making was shoes. And they all starved to death because they turned all their food into shoes. Sad. That one is from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxies. I think one of the other books, though, not the main book. Can't remember off the top of my head. Let's get this terracotta home and turned into white terracotta, and we can get back to terraforming. Well, I guess it was a little funny, but it was mostly sad. All those frogs died because they had to choose to eat and nothing else. 'Twas ironic. He looks scared. Cookie has sent me his first pass at the villager face next to his little Gojo drawing that he drew yesterday. He looks skeptical of a bad joke. Grow. Let's see. I need my white dye, which I have plenty of. So that one's full. And that's the next one I need. He's petrified. The Deucers got him. The Medusers. That's the opposite of what I wanted. Thank you for not ruining my item frame. Oh, out of white dye, it seems. Perfect. Trance, you say? A transgender? Not the Fallen Kingdom. Specifically, full name drop and everything. I always find those like shorts and reels of the villager staring off a cliff and singing to be just the funniest. I don't know what it is, but the idea of a villager being wistful is hilarious to me. Alright, we got 5 regular terracotta to do stuff with. Let's put that away for now. I've got all this light gray terracotta that I had collected in one of my previous outings. Turns out you can't re-dye light gray terracotta even though you mined it from the regular world. And you can re-dye other stuff like wool and glass. Insano style. Right. Let's get back up there and start placing more blocks. This is the level I want this specific plateau to be at. You know, after the last song, a sort of tonal whiplash here is, it's palpable. Give me something good. Come on. No way. It is not loading all of the songs for... Oh my gosh. It has decided that it does not want to play all of the songs for you, and I apologize. We were listening to Fireflies for a few moments before I decided to go on a channel flipping stream, but we were listening to this same album that we're listening to now from Deadbolt. The song we were listening to before was Hyunye. Which, if I believe I remember the game correctly, is about Jiangxi, this sort of Chinese vampire. I say sort of Chinese vampire. I know for a fact that that's not exactly what it is, but they do resemble each other somewhat. A cultural fear of losing someone and then them changing. And then I'll come over here with the, more of those path turf blocks. These yellow ones here. For now, though, I think I'm gonna get this flat to this level. And I also want to finish this wall. Then I think we're gonna call it there for the night. I think that's tons of progress. He looks so polite! He looks like he's about to say he asked for no pickles. Whoa, looking for a fight! No, villager number 9 wouldn't do that. Like I said earlier, we are listening to the Deadbolt album from the game Deadbolt. This is Reaper and Blues. A joke about R&B, of course. Here we just do a straight line, I think. Whoa! Villager 9 was pregnant? Insane. There we go. These Discord messages you're sending me. Oh, there's an audio file. Can I play that? I don't want to play that. Oh, okay. I love how much villager news has become almost like semi-canon. Let's see, what did Cookie send us?
Villager news. Great has given birth to Villager 54. Everybody go welcome Villager 54 to the village.
I feel like, because of the way that Minecraft works, that welcoming villager number 54 into the village looks like talking to a fully formed child. I really enjoy how Element Animation, despite making those silly videos all those years ago with the eggs, have sort of engraced themselves into the Minecraft fandom as some of the best animators that we have. Absolutely insane work. And through that extension, they sort of have, like, made themselves semi-canonical. Because, like, they do some of the animations for Minecraft. They animated some of the trailers, like, they animated a trailer for the, Tiny Takeover to talk about the Golden Dandelion. It was really dark. It was actually very funny. He's been given a red poppy. The baby? Villager number 54 just jumping around on the bed. No more babies jumping on the bed. Forgive my little coughing break. Alright. Yeah, I just, had to go, kiss a vampire, I think. He made me. That's what happened in the coffin break. I would not be a coughing the Pokemon. I think if I were a Pokemon, I would probably be like an Audino. Frogies are cute. And notoriously speedy. I was given the opportunity to play Legend ZA on my Switch 1. It was okay. Honestly, lackluster experience. Another L in the modern Pokemon franchise quiver. I did play it, and I did beat it. I just, didn't enjoy beating it. Felt kind of like a slog. Heck, when we got to the end, and they just said, yeah, actually, you know what? You don't get a wish. Even though that's what we've sort of built up all of the story for. You completed the special task, but nah. Finn the Human is a great addition. I am always for adding more of Finn the Human to places. That was so smooth. Like butter. Right through. It's starting to get a little dark in there. Alright. Does seem to look like things are fine, but it gets all the way down to 1 right here. So we're gonna do that. That'll be fine. make our way back up to the top. We can use the moss farm for that. Had to lay a redstone line. I'll make sure to get this posted in the morning. I am locked in trying to not fall off here. Okay. Would coming up to this level be okay? That's gotta change. I think some of this stuff's gotta change, but otherwise, I think coming up to that level and then putting the grass on top. I gotta do all this too, though I'm probably not gonna do the... well, I might do some more of the white terracotta. Just depends on whether or not I actually pressure myself into getting villagers or not. I definitely am going to need them if I'm going to be using this much terracotta. Because I could absolutely use a mason. Woo! Ah. That's okay. Get back up over here. Let's see. Kind of a flat line there. That's okay. I think this is really where we'll have to, like, soften it. I think it wouldn't look so harsh if it weren't for this corner right here. So we'll soften that corner. We'll pull the yellow down and over into this area so we can do more of the, like, actual structures up here. We gotta put a bunch of pink over the top, and I think we're gonna do that either on the level I'm at here or the up there. I think if there's lava right here, I'd rather it be a little higher up. So I'm willing to take this in and do that. I suppose being tall and smart are things that I don't think are necessarily personal indicators worth measuring. But in the sake of making my specific art, I would like to make the current layer I'm on 2 blocks taller. More Steven. Into my park? Mordecai! And Rick! that is about as far as he could get with me, is to the parking lot. He gives sleeping on a mattress without a bed frame energy, because he sleeps in a van. And that is just not my vibe. Okay, and then we'll fill that in. And then we'll build on top of it. Regular Show is a really interesting show. Don't like any of the new stuff that's come out. I think it's character assassination. But I think otherwise, Regular Show is full of really interesting depictions that really show what it means to be part of a masculine relationship with other masculine people. For better or for worse, even. I really think that it was an interesting show, but that in the long run, it was a cartoon on Cartoon Network, and that I can't give it too much credence. Especially when other shows made by the same network were leagues better. Like Codename Kids Next Door. But I feel like I've got a decent grasp on a lot of the ancillary characters, but not Mordecai and Rigby's voices. I agree that I think that Adventure Time was just far more impactful. I think it had to do with the showrunners. Not to say that J.G. Quintel did a bad job with Regular Show, but instead that the showrunners had a different vision for the show that was far more serious. The Hall of Regress is very interesting. And I think it's a really good way to sort of teach you, the viewer, who might be, I don't know, maybe a 12-year-old, maybe you're an adult, who knows. I think if you need to hear it, then it's important to hear the message that the Hall of Egress has for you, and that it's sometimes when you're beating your head against the wall doing the same thing over and over again, what you gotta do is you gotta find the thing that actually changes and makes you happy. And you'll know it. You'll know when that change occurs. But it's not something you can do just on your own. It's... Well, I think one of the things with the Hall of Egress is that it sort of has a very, like, linear solution, and then it's that you can just reach a point where everything is better now. But I think you should always be going through some kind of Hall of Egress situation. And maybe not always. But I think it's important to always be growing and to always be learning. So to be in some kind of Hall of Egress style situation, if that's what it takes to make you grow and make you learn, then, well, that's what it'll take. I think in the grand scheme, there's not really any meaning to anything, but... if you're gonna be here, you might as well learn how to be at peace with yourself, and I think Adventure Time does a good job sort of teaching about that. I've actually called Adventure Time Aesop's Fables 2, this time with romance options. Cartoonish characters larger than life. should grab some torches. But cartoonish characters, larger than life. Doing silly things with their silly friends. Learning, growing, changing, being. I think that it has a lot of space for nuance. Gonna have to find a different way to get up here, I think. Definitely want to make sure that there's torches up here. Don't want to have to accidentally worry about that once the lid is on. Dude, it's right there. Come on. There we are. Little snacky. We'll make our way back over here so we can finish putting this lid on. You know, I initially made it to where that hole went all the way through the mountains so that you could fly right inside from either side, but one of the things I recognize is that with the moss farm in the way, that's not easy to do. It's not hard to do, but it's not easy. So if I'm gonna have terraforming over here, I might as well hide this ugly monstrosity. And then I can put something on top of here that'll look nice. Redstone can look very industrial sometimes, and I know you can build it into things, but I much prefer to just sort of hide it in the walls. Have a chest and some hoppers that lead directly to the same place. This game sometimes tends to take over my mind. I become silent. One with the blocks. One with the blocks that I place in the wrong location. I'm explicitly one with the wrong blocks. Oh. Oh no. I apologize that your noggin is killing you. Maybe you should find a way to lower the stimuli. Me when I have an idea. Mr. Krabs. That'll do it. Good night, dude. I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream soon anyway. Just want to get this little spot on top here. Still got quite a bit of grounds to cover, but once this top is on, The fin is cute. Thank you for knowing exactly what SpongeBob reference I was making. Like I said earlier in the stream, buildings are quite a bit like jazz. You just sort of place the blocks with your heart. Or with Litematica, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. All down there should be good. I had it lit up in such a way that even though there was sunlight coming down. See, all this? That's bad. That's no good. We'll have to go through and make sure we light everything up over here. Otherwise, this is going to be just a fun spawning platform. It'll be fine for now. Right there. Looks like a bad zone. The perfect spot for some stinkers to spawn in. Better over there. There we go. Keep that nice and lit up. Don't want any dudes blowing me up. No secret creepers. This one is Ember Valley, Night. Slime Rancher 2. Nighty night, sleep well. Once we get this all done, or I don't think we're gonna run out, but because we still have that shulker box and that shulker box full. But once we run out on my person, a couple of stacks. I think that's where I want to call it, just because it's been a couple hours. I think we got a lot of progress done today. Obviously, we'll try to make more progress as well tomorrow, but I think tomorrow we might do some mining, because I definitely need the redstone if I'm going to get that storage system built. Excited for the new updates. I think the yellow leaves are going to look very wonderful. I was asking for them literally right before they announced them. Like on stream. It's like I predicted it. was no swoosh. Having a lid on this place feels very different. Time for some Minecraft classics with Living Mars by C418. Living Mars? Living mice. Excuse me. I told y'all to go away. Just keep coming back. You any more friends than just the two of yous? Sometimes they'll even just, like, fall off of here. Okay. Looks like no more. Alright, just a little bit further. Though I don't know that I'll be able to fill all this in with a stack and a half. You know, I'm real good at this game. Played it for years. Super good at block placement. Never place any wrong blocks ever. Super awesome and also very cool with it. Smooth and fluid even. Whoop. Well, I can't just leave this hole. So there's that little square there. But we got a whole bunch of space changed here. Look at that. We're going to come through with this turf block. We're going to put some extra on top, coming down into this area here. We're going to put some on top of this area here, as well as on top of this area here. I want the tops of the mountains to pretty much all have this turf block sort of coming down, kind of like this spot right here, but all the way around. I kind of ran out, and I wanted to make sure I covered it before I actually got into any of the overhang stuff. But I'll put that on the tippy tops of all the mountains except this one, I think. This one I want to come up to just a big pink point. I think I'll have that come around to here as well. Just sort of wrap around to be an extra line here. And a good chunk of all this white terracotta is going to get swapped out for texturing. Like that segment over there. So I want this segment right here to be sort of the default for all of it. But before I can start that default process, I have to have, you know, canvas. Without a canvas, there's nothing for me to paint on. And I put another stack inside of my hand, so I gotta finish it. There we go. Though, I'll admit, stopping this close to being done makes me feel bad. Okay. So let's see. Chicken, you will be entombed. Any final words, chicken, before you are left to rot under the hill? I only pray that you do not put eggs in the hands of some stupid zombie, that way he just keeps moaning nearby. I could prevent such a thing by unceremoniously ending this chicken's life, but who am I to be that arbitrator? When I was working at the pizza joint, I learned something very interesting, is that the middle of the pizza is actually the majority of the pizza. So, as we come to a close here on what seems to be the middle of the terraforming project, I can't help but recognize just how far we've come and how little we have left to do for the terraforming. The problem is that the devils are going to be in the details. I imagine I'll run through several more podcast episodes of My Brother and Me before I am completely finished. But as I place these final few white terracotta blocks, I do feel a small sense of pride. Because look at that. We finished the top. From up here, like I said, a lot of this is going to get that path turf block, so it looks like that. Over here, I have a couple of columns. I need to take this wall and push it all the way along the side here. All the way over the side here, and there's so much more to do, but when we look at the whole base, which is from, I want to say, like right here, up to where the mangrove swamp starts. We've got like a third of it terraformed. Problem is the bits that are left are the annoying bits. make sure we're inside while we do this. So we're gonna fly around some more, just in free cam. This area over here, I want to be covered in the pink concrete powder, like it is over there. I want it to come up a little bit over here, as well as come down over here some, and be around the outside of this little thing, this little offshoot here. I think this one's going to be easier to cover. We have to name tag this guy. He's actually a pig that was converted by lightning, which means that he'll never despawn. He was not placed there by just coming out of my nether portal and wandering away. Grow! This doesn't quite seem like progress right now, because there's a massive hole there, and there's lots of walls that are not pretty yet. And literally this goes downwards into a cave. But I think we get a lot done, you know? Fairly impressive. We'll do some leveling out in here so that this is less obnoxious to traverse. You know, just take some dirt, make it flat. This could also be a place for me to do more redstone machines. Like, there's the moss farm, but over here, look at all this space. There's so much space for activities. And that continues to be the same as we work our way over into here. And around what will soon be the gas holder. This will be our gas station here, I think. We'll be able to fly them inside through this massive window here. And then this is a 4x4 block area. Once we fly them into here, they will just sit inside here, no problem, and when it's time to leave, we'll come out of here. We're going to put some trap doors, maybe some shelves or something, in the corners, so that the HappyGhast pathfinding AI doesn't make it leave. But for now, thanks for sticking around to the end of the stream if you did. Or the video. Hi, VODhead. I've got a few more plans. I might stream again tomorrow. Maybe this time, maybe earlier. Really just depends. Until then, though, thank you so much for watching. And remember, dance, or it doesn't matter.